Hi everybody, my name is Alex and I welcome you to this new episode of Deep Tech. Today, we talk about a security threat unknown to many. I would say that it is so obscure that many experienced system administrators don't even know about it. Nonetheless, it is one of the most dangerous security flaws that has ever existed. Let's discuss the Mimikatz and Golden Ticket attack, the type of attack that could put a system administrator in a world of trouble. So what is Mimikatz? Golden Ticket attacks started with the invention of an app called Mimikatz. Researcher Benjamin Delpy developed Mimikatz in 2011 in order to experiment with Windows security. In his words, it's a tool that plays with Windows security. It exploits vulnerabilities found within Active Directory and how Active Directory functions with Kerberos authentication. Let me start by explaining what is a Golden Ticket attack. With the help of Mimikatz, an attacker will create a Kerberos authentication ticket from a compromised service account called KRBTGT, commonly known as KERB-TGT. It actually stands for Kerberos Ticket Generating Ticket. This account can be found in the Active Directory users list. It is meant to be used exclusively by the Windows system. For example, when you log in as an administrator in a domain, the KERB-TGT account will generate a ticket, which is a type of security certificate that will give the proper rights to that admin account. So with the hash of the compromised account generated by Mimikatz and some information about the domain, a hacker can create fake tickets. The tickets will appear to be pre-authorized to perform whatever action the attacker wants to perform without any real authentication. The attack is stealthy and very hard to detect, making it an impressive and ingenious way for attackers to log in and remain inside a domain for long periods of time. Mimikatz has been integrated into hacking software developed by over 30 state-sponsored groups. It's been used in devastating attacks, such as in the 2017 NotPetya, which drilled right through the supply chain of governments and private sector organizations across Europe, and the 2011 attack of the Dutch certificate authority DigiNotar, which eventually bankrupted the company. In January 2020, 3 United Nations offices in Europe were attacked. The hackers exploited a vulnerability in Microsoft SharePoint to gain access to Active Directory at the 3 UN locations and eventually move laterally in those respective networks. It took a full month for the attack to be detected. Dozens of servers hosted by the UN in Vienna and Geneva, as well as its offices in the High Commission for Human Rights, were compromised. Some of those servers were used for user and password management, system controls, and network firewalls. The attackers were able to view data stored on the Vienna servers and extracted Active Directory listings from the OHCHR, which handles reports of human rights violations. Mimikatz is still updated on a regular basis today by its inventor, and is also part of various bundles and penetrating testing tools such as Splunk and Metasploit. The source code is freely available on GitHub. Now, let's dwell deeper into what is a Kerberos authentication process. From an administrative level, when a domain user authenticates to log into a workstation or a Windows Server domain, the username sends a message to the authentication server, also known as Active Directory or AD for short. If the username exists in the AD's database, then the response is an encrypted message with the hashed value of the password. If the hashed value of the password provided by the user matches the value returned by the authentication server, the client is able to gain a session ticket. This ticket is signed, like a secure certificate, by the KERB-TGT account. Furthermore, when a user successfully authenticates and then needs to access services in the domain, he will require tickets as well. The authentication server checks if the already logged in user has the privilege to access the requested service. If so, a ticket will be granted so that the user may execute the said service. Therefore, by compromising the KERB-TGT service account in Active Directory, the hacker gains the ability to generate as many session tickets as he wishes, because it is already contained in the verifiable hash of the KERB-TGT account. It makes Active Directory believe the session has already been authenticated and approved, even if the username doesn't even exist. So how can a Mimikatz attack be detected? Detecting a golden ticket attack depends on the method used. If the Mimikatz tool was downloaded and stored on your domain, an antivirus software might identify it and block it. Hence, a hacker would most likely modify it by changing its hash, therefore invalidating any hash-based detection. Modifications can now be done easily and often by using artificial intelligence. Behavioral monitoring with tools such as FireEye or Cylance may detect Mimikatz despite its modifications. However, due to the nature of the attack, most hackers wouldn't let it be stored on the hard disk. Instead, they might perform the attack by storing it in memory, for example. Detection will ultimately rely on spotting unusual behavior. This could look like a user account accessing systems that it would not usually have access to. It could also be SIDs that do not match the username, or with generic usernames that do not exist in the domain. Therefore, it is crucial to audit your user and service accounts on a regular basis. If you see a user account that you don't recognize, or if you don't know what that account is used for, deactivating it and use the wait and see approach is the best method. If you get user complaints, or if it affects legitimate systems, you'll be informed soon enough. And if you do not do this, detecting unusual activity on your domain will be nearly impossible. Let's get practical and discuss how to go about mitigating a golden ticket attack. The only way to completely stop such an attack is to cancel all the tickets generated by the hacker. To accomplish that, the KERB-TGT account must be reset, but it has to be done carefully and correctly. You have two options to reset the KERB-TGT account. Number one, manually in Active Directory, and number two, you could use a reset script available on Microsoft's TechNet. The process is simple and straightforward, but you must be very careful. If you don't do it properly, you risk authentication and domain controller synchronization issues. Trust me, I found out the hard way. Why? Well, because Active Directory stores the current and previous password hash for the KERB-TGT account on the domain controllers. Old session tickets can still be validated after a reset of the KERB-TGT account. This means that golden tickets are still valid after a single reset of the KERB-TGT account. So the account must be reset twice. This is where a real damage can be done. You must never, ever reset the KERB-TGT account twice in a row in quick succession. This will orphan any current sessions or tickets on your domain and break the sync between the domain controllers. Using Microsoft's PowerShell script, you must verify the maximum user ticket lifetime on the domain. This is how you will be able to determine how long you must wait before doing the second reset. The goal being to disable any existing golden ticket without messing up your domain controllers seriously. Now, how do you protect your domain against a golden ticket attack? You can take one or more of the following steps. Number one, enforce a least privilege access model. Do not make user accounts administrators, even if it's the account of the owner or CEO of the company. Limit user access to only what they need. Grant permission on a per-service requirement, even if this means having many service accounts. In this case, the more the merrier. Using the same service account for your antivirus, firewall, and backups is the perfect recipe for disaster. Number 2, limit the amount of administrator accounts and disable the default Windows administrator account. Create one with a username hard to guess, just like you would do for a password. And never add a basic user account to the administrator group. Number 3, implement multi-factor authentication, MFA, on all external authentication points, including VPNs and OWA, Outlook Web Access, and especially Office 365. Don't use the basic Windows Remote Desktop Protocol, also called RDP. Use the VPN built into your firewall. It's encrypted and way more secure. Next, perform a double reset of the Curb TGT account on a regular basis, monthly or quarterly, for example. In conclusion, while the above measures can help you prevent or mitigate a golden ticket attack, there are no magic bullets to stop it entirely. Due diligence, respecting best security practices, and human monitoring of abnormal activities are the only true way to protect your domain. And lastly, do not rely only on one security system to protect your environment. I hope this information will help you improve your security and protect your business from a golden ticket attack. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on a new episode of Deep Tech.